Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. And I have Dead Guy with me, and this is it. The final installment of Superman Batman. The last two story arcs, Sorcerer Kings and The Secret. And 4 issues for Sorcerer King, 3 issues for The Secret, and that's it. It's been a good run. A shame it never got up to 100.
100.
Yep, but unfortunately that was called because of New 52, the reboot, unfortunately.
I liked New 52
Oh, I know.
a
But
lot.
I understand that. I enjoyed it too. I got most of the books.
Yes,
But anyway,
I did. They're
but anyway, this is
gone.
written also by Cullen Bunn as well.
Okay.
Um, we open up with with Shadow Pack. Remember and do you remember Shadow Pack? They were Justice
Vaguely.
League Dark before
Yeah.
there was Justice League Dark.
Yeah. Vaguely.
Yep. I'm not sure who that woman's supposed to be, and not Enchantress, I know, but they go by her name as Laura, and basically they're we see her, Ragman, and Blue Devil, and basically they're told there's gonna be a magical catastrophe of biblical proportions on the horizon. You both heard that right, biblical. So yeah, we're going to investigate every magical disturbance, sneeze or otherwise, and just pray it's nothing. Because in this takes place before Batman R.I.P. By the way,
Okay.
so they're trying to explain that. So this is well before anything that's gone on, like with Final Crisis and everything. And from the looks of it, I'll need to call upon every soul in my suit if we're going to survive this. All right, Shadowback. It looks like the armor fellow is trying to stem the tide. Let's give him a hand. Danny, I hope you've got a plan coming together in that horn skull of yours. I'm sure something will come to me. In the meantime, focus on taking out everyone who looks like me, I guess. Surely you can't believe you stand a chance of escape. Your fool's pilgrimage ends before it's properly begun. Throw down your blade and offer us your life. Surrender and we'll be merciful. Perhaps we'll kill you quickly rather than flay you. A platoon. Stay close, team. Stay close, team, and watch each other's back. Careful they don't overwhelm you. That's easier said than done. There's too many of them. And that guy like, Choom! Has it really been so long? The moment of our triumph is upon us, brother. But strike quickly. Before long, he won't even need armor. Leave him to me. Roar! Like, roar! I don't know where you've come from, but if you've got any ideas about how to seal that portal, preferably with these ugly cusses on the other side, now will be the time to start sharing. Blue Devil? Shadowpack? You know us? No! Success! The Coven will reward us handfully for the carnage we have wrought this day. Sound the withdrawal and let us make haste in departing this wretched realm. Not so fast. The fight's not over yet. Your tenacity, your bravery would be almost reprehensible if they weren't already so pathetic. You endeavor to change events that are already cast in certainty. Take comfort in knowing you won't have to long to mourn. You and your allies will all be dead within a week. Well then, I'll see you again in hell. They're leaving, and not a moment too soon, if you ask me. Is he dead? I'm afraid. And that's not the worst of it. They killed Superman! But that can't be, can it? Guys, I've got some bad news. Let me guess. Clark went through. After all the arguments, all the warnings, he still went through. You don't seem surprised. Some things can't be changed. It's strange. That's the very point that I've tried to make with Clark all along. Yeah, well, that's not the bad news. He was followed. The Coven dispatched a plague of demons to run him down. That our next move is already decided. We'll need the Warlock's assistance, though. Great. That freak gives me the creeps. We don't have much choice if we're going to help Clark. Let's just hope we're not too late. I suppose I could save a little face by claiming that I simply don't trust the merciful nature of magic. But the truth is, the matter is that magic, whether we're talking about witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy, or phantom strangers, has put me on edge. Superman. I know I am needed. What are we dealing with here? Considering my susceptible to mystic forces, it's unusual for you to ask me to play in your sandbox. Of course, but these are the most unusual and dire of circumstances. I sure warn you, though, you might find this unsettling. Just yesterday, I was stopping Mongol from committing intergalactic genocide. All things considered, that was a good day. I know our team charter is all about dealing with the strange and unusual, but am I the only one who's on the verge of losing her? Explain this to me. For some time now, I've sensed an impending disaster, a doom, but the importance have been unclear. I looked to Shadowpack for assistance. Even now, their team members are investigating other disturbances in the world's magical energies. And this is the disaster you've been waiting for? I fear this is only the beginning. He was armed with this. Who do you think he is anyway? I mean, he's obviously not you. Clone maybe? Shapeshifter? Or a real good-looking Bizarro? Not quite, Laura. Not quite, Laura. But I'm afraid I don't have time to spell it out for you. Batman, how did you? I'm sorry it has to be this way, but we need Superman, and I already know you won't come along peacefully. Not without explanations I'm not ready to give. Nina, take them out. The job's not done yet, gang. We need you guys, and we need to stop these guys. It's called. Oh, come on! Hold still, princess. This only stings for a second. Batman, I cannot allow this affront. Can I allow you to stop me? I'm sorry, stranger, but this is going to hurt. Wait, no! I don't know who you are, but you're definitely not Batman. I'm ending this, and you're going to tell me where you're from and what you're trying to accomplish. You know I don't like questions. And and uh, and when have I not been prepared with a contingency plan to take you down? I could be wrong, of course, because if this isn't Bruce, he plays the role to perfection. Nina, the package is secured. That's it. This is one devil who's tired of the bad guys making a clean getaway. If you could see the big picture, Blue Devil, you wouldn't try to stop me. I truly regret what's coming. I don't know about the rest of you, but I get the sneaking suspicion that we're in way over our heads on this one. Here's the thing though. This is exactly the sort of problem Shadowpack is supposed to deal with. If we're not equipped to handle this, who is? I've built my life around instilling. Basically, we're seeing Batman there, then talking with Detective Chimp, bringing him up to speed about what happened.
Cool.
Guess you're too important to return a guy's instant messaging. I've been busy. You're about to be a whole lot busier, and you might want one of these. Pass. Tell me what's happened. Somebody's kidnapped the Boy Scout. Figured you'd want to know and know, seeing how you guys are, sidekicks or whatever. And because it might be part of a plot to bring about the apocalypse, if Shadowpack's involved, that means we're dealing with magic, one of the only forces on Earth that can harm Superman. Don't waste too much time and too much energy trying to puzzle out who's behind the abduction. We've already got a primary suspect. Who? Funny you should ask, Bats, because as near as we can tell, you did it. I think enough time has passed. We can release him now. You sure? Close enough. Just be ready to restrain him in case he's got any flight left in him. Restrain him? You're kidding, right? This is Superman we're talking about. Yeah, you can handle it. You're a hardy girl. Besides, I'm betting he'll be a changed man. Easy now. It's gonna take a while for you to find your footing. Whoever you are, you might want to be far away when that happens. And you might be right, but you've always been a reasonable man. You're not confused yet. I'll use what time I have to talk some sense into you. Nina, give Clark a hand, won't you? Clark? I suppose that wherever we are, whatever twisted dimension or alternate reality or parallel world I've landed in, secret identities don't hold much water. You haven't been gone by Superman in a long time, but this isn't some parallel world. This is your reality, your future.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what do you
Whoa.
think about the artwork?
That's pretty cool. I do dig the artwork a
And what do you
lot.
think about this whole idea?
Uh, I'm still stewing. I need more story, and
So
then
yeah,
I
they're
will.
taking him to meet up with Professor Occult. And you asked for leads as to who might be playing the supernatural crime of the millennium. This is what I've got. The Occult's Acolytes of the Void. Cute name. small potatoes when compared to groups like Cobra, the Church of Blood, or the Crimson Twilight, really nothing more than armchair extremists with a mystic kink or two. But there's chatter that they, along with a number of other small timers, have been dabbling in something well above their pay grade. Someone's pulling their strings, and my money's on a major player who's looking to shake things up. Good luck getting these punks to roll over on their sponsor, though. I have a way with punks. Let me talk to them. Detective Chimp makes a point. The acolytes of the void are too small, too peniante to be mixed up with something warranting the Phantom Stranger's attention, something that involved the deaths of one Superman and the abduction of another. These are the kinds of hoods who knock over New Age bookstores for Ouija boards, not the type who might try to bring about the apocalypse. That makes them and other groups like them the perfect bagmen. They're so inconsequential that no one's watching them. There's a lot of two-bit charlatans and cheats trafficking in esoteric know-how. Dr. Occult isn't one of them, and his intel is usually solid. Although the chatter he monitors is something I prefer not to think about. Someone with clout has been pulling the strings of groups like the Acolytes, bankrolling them, coordinating them, feeding their lust for power. The Acolytes are just one of many work groups working for these hidden masters. So I trust in them and trust in me. I trust in you. I trust you're going to tell me everything I want to know. Batman, here? Ah! That's right. Here. Not for long, for as long as it takes. I'm not going anywhere until I've got some answers. And if I don't like what I hear, you might just see how magical the world feels from intensive care. Take care what you ask for, Batman. Our secrets can tear your mind and your flesh apart, and our masters have rewarded our faithful service by granting us powerful parlor tricks. How did you? Your master sold you a bill of goods, kid. But they promised magic beyond our reckoning. You're not the first sheep to be led astray by the shepherd. Now, tell me who you've been working for. What did they say? Nothing, brother. Unless the next sound you hear is your scream mingling with his, the Coven Masters prize secrecy, and they've granted us the means to, like I said, parlor tricks. No more hocus pocus. Talk. Awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, Batman's mind's too strong for that crap, man.
I don't know who they are. The masters worked only through messengers. They had us gather texts, hidden bits of rituals and spells scattered across hundreds of rare books. A code. Secrets built upon the back of secrets. Clark would say it's ironic how much I hate magic. You'll never stop them. Not even the ancient ones could destroy the spell, so they divided it up, concealed it in 1,000 places. Grimoires, occult histories, hieroglyphics, but they knew they couldn't hide it forever. Hide what? The final spell, the ultimate ritual, and they'll walk the witch's highway, work the ritual, and cast their oppressors into eternal torment. Been in there a while. You think he needs our help? Yeah, me neither. The witch's highway. What is it? A myth. Someone doesn't think so. All over the world, there are mystic wellsprings, places where the very essence of magic bubbles up. The witch's highway is said to be a kind of supernatural pathway connecting them all. And if you know the way, you can locate the very first wellspring, the origin point of all magic, where the most powerful spells can be realized. We need to find it. Myth or not, this may be the best lead we've got, and it wouldn't be the first time I've gone looking for something that doesn't exist. But if we're going to walk the witch's highway, we'll need a guide. We'll need a witch. The sword is a focus, a beacon. It allowed us to track you through time and reach you back for us and bring me here. If there'd been some other way, that was really me then, the other Superman, the one who died. And this is really Metropolis? Many parts of the world didn't fare nearly as well. Society came to a total collapse. In some ways, we're only just beginning to dig ourselves out and build something new. I don't understand. Hmm, how does something like this happen? You might as well explain it to him, boss. It all started with the final spell. It started when they murdered the sun. Some time ago, not long after the point in time where I grabbed you, a coven of ruthless mystics made a play at controlling the entire Earth. You'll recognize the names. Felix Faust, Black Briar Thorn, Brother Blood, Morgan Le Fay. They made a bargain with a dark power, a sacrifice unlike anything that had ever been seen before. In exchange for limited power, they offered up the sun, and the world was cast in the boundless dark. Many of the world's magicians scramble to find a solution, some way to undo the damage the coven caused. The energy required to fuel that kind of magic came at a great cost, though. Most of those magicians gave their lives in hopes of saving the world. They used magic to breathe new life into our sun. Magic. That's why I felt so strange. It makes everyone feel different. You most of all, I imagine. There were side effects, of course. I mean, aside from the near constant sense of nausea and the free roaming demons, the radiation from our new sun knocked out almost all modern technology, all electronics, anything with a battery. Essentially, we're living under the constant effects of an EMP. On the plus side, us magic types infuse a few new benefits, and I can go on out and about without getting a nasty sunburn. If you knew all of this was going to happen, if you knew what these magicians were going to do, why didn't you warn someone? We might have been able to prevent all this from happening. Clark, in this world, what happens to my family? Where's Lois? Tell them the rest. Tell them how the new sun increased the influence of magic 1,000-fold. Tell them how that was all part of the Coven's plan from the very beginning. Uh, Tell him quick. You've only got a few seconds before my Grundy men rip the both of you into the world's finest steak and tartar. The creeper. This isn't the Jack Ryder you know, Clark. No, Clark. He's one of the Coven's assassins now. And don't forget, master of the corpse gardens. Grundy,
Cool.
kill! Guys, we're surrounded!
Cool.
Careful, you're not invulnerable anymore. So I see, but you're not helpless either. Banish them, Clark. What? Whatever you're gonna do, there's no time like the present. Grundy, kill! Ah! I don't know where you've dug up this Superman, but it seems to me the rebellion has come to an end. Don't count us out yet. Clark, the sun! What is that? A dog whistle? I unleash my dog, so you use a whistle to summon your own? You're really scraping the bottom of your bag of tricks. It's not a dog whistle. I'm calling the Batwing. It's funny, Creeper.
Whoa.
Even in this age of wonder and madness, I can still catch my enemies off guard. Reminds me of the old days. Makes me wish Clark had been right. Even in a time of fairy tales given substance, pipe dreams just don't get the job done. Do it, Clark. Your powers work differently now. You can use and your will to send them away. Banish them. And he does. How? I'll explain it all later. First, I should introduce you to the rest of the league. I appreciate the need for secrecy, but my pals in the Shadow Pact said they squared off against an army of demons. An army! Shadow Pact isn't known for subtlety. Let's find out let's find what we're looking for. Then call in reinforcements if we need them. Yeah, like you're known for calling in reinforcements. These drawings on the wall, they're strange. Some are arcane symbols, but others are just childish gibberish. Then we're in the right place. So yeah, they're looking through until they find Klarion, the witch boy.
Strange.
So how is this?
I'm digging it now. I'm digging it now.
Some very clever and interesting ideas, right?
I mean, seeing Superman wield a giant sword is,
And getting powers under a magic sun.
and Batman riding a dragon. These things only happen in my dreams. So
Clark,
this
this
is
is it. Down there. They're using the Hall of Doom. Why not? The Injustice League hasn't been around in years, and we've used our own wards and charms to keep it hidden, to keep it moving so the Coven can't find us. Don't freak out on us yet, big guy. You haven't seen anything yet. Scream Queen, you and Batman promised me answers. Why'd you bring me to the future instead of warning me about the Covenant, what the Covenant planned? How am I still able to fly? How am I able to banish my enemies with a thought? What happened to Lois? I'll tell you everything soon enough. For now, welcome to the home of the rebellion. Rebellion? That's right. Against the would-be rulers of the earth. The world is in dire straits, yes, but without the League, it could be much, much worse. We do what we can, striking at the Coven here and there, spoiling their plans when we're able. We bided our time, waiting for an opportunity for our Hail Mary. It's all so hard to swallow. The Justice League reduced their guerrilla warfare. The League isn't an instrument of justice. Not anymore. It's a survival tactic. Only by banding together have we lasted this long. Allow me to introduce the rest of the League. Tracy 13, Arthur Curry, whom I think you'll remember, Jason Blood, Stanley Dover and his monster, and Klarion the Witch Boy. He failed. That's right, Klarion. Just as I warned you he would. He died because you couldn't see the futility of sending him back. Clark didn't see futility. He saw hope. It was too dangerous for the two of you to make that decision alone, and now our plans are in jeopardy. Your plans? And back down, the both of you. And chronomancy is unpredictable at best, at best. Klarion couldn't have known what would happen. Yes, he could. He was there. So yeah, we're seeing them sneaking through as they're trying to figure out all this stuff. And as the self-appointed ambassador between Limbo Town and the cities of men, it's my duty to set things straight. Klarion, if you listen with a dead man's breath, you can hear it, can't you? This is the kid who's supposed to help us. Not, and my confidence is not boistered. Such impatience. But you can calm yourself. Erewhile, we've found the witch's highway. We've been walking the Hallow Path for some time now. What you seek, the first wellspring of magic, is just beyond yonder passage. Isn't that a wonderful surprise? Detective Chimp, those reinforcements we discussed, we're going to need them. We're going to need them
Whoa.
all. Oh,
Di
crap.
Diagon Alley.
It was Klarion who discovered what the Coven was truly trying to do. His people have dabbled in the manipulation of time for centuries, and he sensed certain fluctuations in the mystic spectrum that tipped him off. We don't know what they're planning exactly, but I don't like thinking about it either. Maybe they want to jump back and kill our grandparents before they met, or maybe they've got bigger plans. It wouldn't be the first time a group of villains try to alter the past to increase their seat of power. You know how that works out. Either way, as soon as Klarion mentioned chromomancy, you couldn't get the idea out of your head. You thought you could beat the Coven at their own game by going back and stopping them before they uttered their first incantation. It was a fool's errand, but you followed me, my future self, back in time. You must have believed you could change things. Of course, we're magicians. We always believe we can change things. Twisting reality is our bread and butter, but not this time. No, this world is wrong. This isn't how things are supposed to turn out. You can't tell me this feels right to you, and yet here we are. With enough energy, we could keep jaunting through time, changing the past. But the Coven would do the same eventually. We'd end up trying to kill each other in our cribs. We can't. We could play a game of time and space keep away until one side or the other runs out of magic go-go juice. Our magic go-go juice, or reality itself collapses under the strain. Face it, dude. There are some things even you can't fix. The Coven, they poisoned the seas, attacked Atlantis with a mystic virus that swept through my people like wildfire. The only way to keep them from being lost forever was absorb their spirits, the essence of Atlantis, into myself. In the end, though, they're still gone. I'm just a candle burning in their honor. Arthur, I'm sorry, but even after all these years, all this pain, I stood by the League's decision. You, on the other hand, couldn't wait to hop into the time stream and get your revenge. What made her so more important than all my people? I I don't I don't need the magic to read their minds. Lois, what happened to Lois? The Coven lashed out in one of the only ways they could hurt you. You kept her safe for a good long while, but you know Lois, her curiosity got the better of her. I know what you're seeking, Clark. You're thinking that you, above all others, have the power to change things, to save Lois. It's sweet, really. But if we're going to stop them once and for all, it has to be here. And for that, we need you. The Magic Sun gives you powers beyond anything the rest of us can comprehend. Even now, with the world changed so much, you're still our Superman. And they haven't cast the spell yet. They were too busy sending their assassins after your future self. But our spy tells us they're making preparation. Spy? We've had eyes among them for some time. Our window of opportunity is still open. I mean, ever since your future self jumped back, Superman, time has been in a state of flux, stretching out beyond its normal constraints. It's correcting itself slowly, fixing in memories, fixing minor inconsistencies. But to some degree, it's waiting to see how everything plays out, to see if the Coven gets their way or we do. When you do what I do night after night, a feeling of dread is your constant companion. Dread that you're going to make the wrong decision. Dread that you're going to fail and that the others will pay a terrible price for your action. You learn to feed on it, but you always hate the taste. The cultists are just a distraction. And there's our target. We've got to stop them from finishing the ritual. Batman, he'll ruin everything. No, brother, stay the course. Let the bat and his friends mire themselves in our cattle while we work. The work is done. Oh dear.
Ruh-roh.
Yep. The cultists have many human and may be humans, but they sure fight like demons. Then this is all over. I really need to, and when this is all over, I really need to figure out who I should talk to about taking a vacation. Ooh, a vacation. Preferably someplace sunny with a no evil cultist policy. They're blindly throwing themselves at us. They aren't trying to stop us, Nightmaster. They just need to slow us down until their leaders complete the final spell. Don't look now, team. But I'm about to score the game-winning touchdown. Say that's what's her name? Shadowland, not Shadowland. It's Nightshade.
Nightshade. Okay.
The foolish cretin thinks to stop us with a mindless construct. Continue the ritual. I'll show the girl how a descendant of the elder folks deals with such paltry magic. Ah! The witch is weakened after that last attack. Now's our chance. Nightshade bought us some time. Let's hope she's all right. Hit him hard while we have an opening. This is for what you did to my pal. What is that? Whatever it is, devil and devil, it can't be good. For a fleeting moment, we actually thought we stood a chance. Something came through the wellspring, a demon unlike anything I've ever seen. It cut right through us like we were nothing. We believed the Coven used chronomancy to hedge their bets, sending the demon back to make sure Batman and his team would be defeated. And we're going to strike at them in the here and now, before they have a chance to send that monster back, before they have a chance to alter our history. So, what do you say, Clark? Do you want to remake the world? So, in other words, they are trying to change the past by making sure that the creature isn't sent back in time.
Okay. Yeah.
Now that's an interesting handling on the time travel story.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
the Superman made a dumb mistake. It's strange. If this works, this will be the last time I look at the sun and this sun. But at the same time, if we succeed, I'll never have seen it in the first place. I need to give you something. It's tuned to to the past. Your past. Klarion didn't tell me which rip point it connects to. It could be Kilgore, Abator, the Oblivion Bar, somewhere in Abyssia. If we fail and if the battle goes south, you need to use that to return to your time. If the Sorcerer Kings carry out their plan, the world will need Superman. Always with the contingency plans. Promise me. All right, if we get in over our heads, don't be too hasty. We're already in over our heads. So yeah, they all head on out there and ready for the big fight. Incoming! Ooh, just look at this. It's all action.
So cool, man.
Oh geez, a magical firestorm!
That's cool.
Oh no, not like Nina. Ah, no! Firestorm. You're lucky this world's about to end. That way you won't have to endure what I'd like to do to you. Aww. Watch yourself, Clark. He can alter magical forces and turn our own abilities against us. Kryptonite? I'll deal with Firestorm. Just make sure the sacrifice of my people, means something.
Damn, Arthur.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Gotham City, Clark. Welcome to the Wellspring. This is the source of the Coven's power, and it's where I faced them years ago, where I would have beaten them if they hadn't reached back through time. This is where your time made its last stand against the Sorcerer Kings and lost. No, Bruce. This is where we're going to set things right. Steady yourselves, brothers. Though we may be weary, and it is now that we must send aid to ourselves and ensure our dominion over this world. Yes, already I can feel new memories taking hold in my mind. Memories of blood and screams and carnage. Memories of sending that through the rip to help us in our hour of need. I remember something as well. I remember a time when a group of petty thieves plundered the secrets of my people. Secrets well beyond their feeble mortal understanding. Secrets I'll have returned, even if I must rip them from your minds like ticks from a hound. The League have come to die at last, and they brought Superman with them. It appears our forces were not as successful as we believed. No matter. Destroy them! Destroy them all! We have to stop them before they send this thing in that sarcophagus back through time. Enough! This is over! I want my world back! This may be the end of our reign, Superman, but your world ended long ago, and nothing can change that. Not once Gargora is. At last, the she beast with 1,000 heads is released from her prison. free to harvest more souls, more to wreak terror upon mortals and immortals alike. Oh, geez, Superman got blasted. Clark, the fork. Sorry, Bruce. You brought me to do a job, and I'm not backing out now. Besides, when the day comes when I can't handle a little thousand-headed fools, Gargora hunts greater demons for sport. You can't possibly be posed a threat to us. This is a wellspring of magic, huh? Maybe I can use it to give my sword a little an extra juice. All right, let's try that again. I'm banishing you, monster, sending you back wherever you came from. No, but maybe I need to drive the point home. No, it burns. It burns.
It
Not bad.
freezes.
Not bad, Bruce. I don't think I'll be walking away from this scrap, Clark, but it'll be all right. We've won the day. Then why am I still here? I thought everyone was supposed to go back to the way it was. Chronomancy is not an exact science. It is wild, unpredictable. Jason, what are you? Morgan and I have unfinished business. She wanted a demon, I'll give her one. Gone, gone, the form of man.
Yeah.
Rise the demon, Etrigan! That's right, Morgan, Etrigan. Come to suck the marrow from your bones, for you breathe your last. Etrigan, you can. Clark, this isn't your world. Things are different here. If you don't want me to rip her throat out, Superman, I suggest you make haste in saying this timeline right. My bloodlust knows not of patience. He's right. We still have work to do in this realm, if this realm is to be undone. It is time for you to go home. But be warned, broken time is like a broken bone. It may heal, but there might be imperfections. Superman, where you been, Big Blue? Superman, how did he get here? Don't worry about him. He's helpless as a kitten when it comes to magic. Abracadabra! Like, what the? That's it. There's nothing left. No, I may not kill the sun, but Superman will die. When you feel up to it, maybe you explain to me what you just did. What? You're the only one who's allowed to keep secrets? And then he finds about the fork and everything. Oh, Tico, just imagine the fun we're going to have with this. So, how was that arc?
It was different. Very different. I did dig the whole, apocalyptic team up of all the evil magic users.
Well,
That was
some of
pretty
them.
cool. I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool, man. I love the ad for the Green Lantern June 17th up there too. That was
Yep.
one of the best movies ever made.
Eh,
Uh, no, I really enjoyed that. It
I
was,
liked it, but there are still issues with it. It's not perfect.
oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about the arc. I hated the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
The arc was,
Wait, what arc?
the one we just read.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's good. It was just different. I
Yep.
enjoyed it, but it was just different.
Now, here's the last arc, the
Okay.
final one, and it ends more on a somber note. No
Uh,
big action, no nothing, but it ends still with good writing.
and we got 2 of these, right?
Three of them, three issues.
Okay, well, I have
I
to
don't know,
pee.
Jimmy. What?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Oh, whoa! I just realized I didn't wrap things. Oh, no! I did wrap things up. No, wait, duh. This is all one episode. Right? Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'll
You
edit it out. I'll edit this out.
okay, cool. I was like, you do edit, right?
Yeah, I do edit, especially when there's a long gap.
It's just this thing isn't easy to
Go! No need to explain. I'm gonna go get a drink anyway.
Whew, doggy.
All right, let's
My
get into.
bad. My bad.
No worries. Don't worry. I will edit this out. So anyway, let's get into the final arc. The Secret, Part 1. You don't know. I don't know, Jimmy. Are you sure I look okay? Justine, I'm a professional. Trust me. Okay, now show me you love me. Jimmy Olsen. Just kidding, Justine. Total professional here. Of course, if you wanted to say thanks by grabbing dinner, I knew I shouldn't have. I'm beautiful, perfect. I'm gonna smack you when this is over. Hey, what's that? He floated downriver from Gotham. They figured he was in there for at least a week. How'd Jimmy get these? You know the kid. You know the kid. Wrong place at the right time. Was busy trying to impress some girl he met who wants to be a model. Those are horrible. I mean, really so sad, but why are they on your desk before you've even had your coffee? Because he was a friend of mine. Garrett Remington, reporter from the Gotham Gazette. His editor told me he was working on something big. How big? He cracked the big one, Kent. He unmasked Batman. Or thought he did. Get to Gotham. Find out what you can. Pick up the trail. I want to nail this maniac to the wall. Perry, I don't think the Batman did this. He's a good man. Good men don't wear masks, Kent. Garrett Remington has been asking questions about Batman and nobody ever sought to. And maybe nobody wanted to. B is more than just a man in a mask. He's a symbol of justice. Come back to this. GR started collecting in guest lists to parties, traffic and camera snaps, news footage, first person accounts, and none of them pointed anywhere. B isn't sloppy enough to make mistakes. So what could have and what could have GR and B isn't sloppy enough to make mistakes. So what could have GR found that way? I love how it stops right there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't point to its true identity. And more importantly, who else knows about it? Gazette reporter dead. The Batman suspected. Come on, man, just a quarter. No thanks. Gotta go. Ain't gotta go. My lunch just walked by. Nah, he's an easy mark. Kent, meet me in the alley off second. And try not to get mugged. Oh, he heat visions the rotating door. What the? Was that some of the Gotham hospitality I'm always hearing about? Why would a man who can fly take a train? I needed time to think, and I didn't want to do this. Then why are you here? I figured you use a hand. Plus, you know the day job. I don't need help. This is my city and my problem. Bruce, you need an advocate. You know that. The police are looking for you. The public is scared. I've dealt with worse. This time you don't have to do it alone. Go home, Kent. This is below your pay grade. Clearly, you don't know what a news reporter makes. Another plate to keep spinning. The body is completely clean, sir. No evidence of the murder. Although I have the word of the Metropolis coroner. They're competent enough, Alfred. I have no idea what we're looking for either way. And Mr. Kent, plain Boy Scout as per usual. I remember when you used to do that. When was that? A lifetime ago, Master Bruce. Alfred, we may have a problem. Indeed. Police. He paid he paid cash. Never gave me his name, but when I saw him in the paper, sorry guys, damn thing stuck. Just need the force. Whoosh.
Oh.
Hey, stop! Look out! And the Oppen Gazette's Adam Chief. What is he doing? What is he doing here, Perry? I'm covering the story. He was my guy. I'm going to and break the. Well, no, I didn't. He knows Superman and Batman. Fine. We're sharing the story, both papers, same story. And you share the byline with Remington. God rest his soul. Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Maine. His files, he kept them under lock and key. Made me swore never to look. He had a second apartment that he kept just and most of the rest in. Jerk kept expensing the rent. Any idea where it was? Sure. I made him write it on the receipts in case he ever got audited. Huh. They're gone. Someone must have. All
Hmm.
hands. There's a fifth and there's a 52E on Forest and Oliver perp. Said to be Batman. Fleeing the scene. 52E and 52E. That's arson. No, it's explosives. The city's going down the it. Maybe old Perry White will hire me too. Hey, where'd he go? In my day we ran into danger, Kent, not away from it. What happened? Superman! Batman tried to kill us, almost burned us alive. If me and Sully hadn't been there, the whole place would have gone up. Hey, can I get your autograph for my kid? Hastings, keep your fairy stories to yourself. What are you doing here, Superman? Just letting in a hand, Commissioner Gordon, right? Well, look, we appreciate that, but we don't need your help in our city. Need your help. Our city, our problem. That's the new city motto. Look, this whole thing's getting blown out of proportion. He started a fire and then he put it out. Used some sort of special retardant. These bozos just want the extra credit. If you really want to do something, you could talk some sense into that buddy of yours. Tell him I just want to help. Yeah? He's not the best listener. Tell me about it. always disappears in the middle of a.
Poor Gordon.
I order you to stop, because that's going to work. Everyone makes mistakes, except me. Not usually. You get hit by so many juiced up lunatics, you're going to drop something eventually. The laws of averages says one mistake is normal, and I've survived by being better than normal. More than, Bruce, what is this all about? I told you to leave. And then you tried to burn down a building. It was a white phosphorus grenade. It burned the paper instantly, and I made sure to hit it with retardant before I left. It was sloppy and reckless. What is this? What's going on? The reporter had something in mind. I need something I need. Something that'll hurt me. And maybe it's here. Where'd you get that? It was with Remington's research at the Gazette. Figured it was important. You want to know what can stop the Batman? Take a look. I don't. Look closer. 99% of the parts I use, I machined myself. Some of them Wayne Tech was already manufacturing. I made sure to file off the patent numbers of every single one. Or thought I did. You missed a patent number. A patent number that links you to Wayne Tech. It was my
Wow.
first year. Thousands of parts, I missed one. And Remington put it all together from that. But so that's it? 1 single millimeter of metal. He put it together. He put together a paper trail. Proved that I've been pilfering tech from the business. But it's your company. It wasn't. We were a publicly traded company then. Technically, you were defrauding your stockholders. I did what was necessary. I have to finish the story. It's my job. Not all of us are invincible, Clark. The city needs me, and I have to do what I have to do. Does that include murder now, Bruce? Never. Then let me help. I told you, I don't need your help. For the first time in your life, you're wrong. The second time. So how's that for a difficult,
I like it. This is
I'm gonna
real. This is realistic. I like
it
this.
is. Now I'm gonna skip this annual because this will tie into Reign of Doomsday whenever we do that.
Cool.
Here it is, the penultimate issue. Secrets and Lies. The Gotham Gazette reporter's finances and phone records came up clean. Every piece of information he put together, he did it the right way. I hope to find LexCorp behind it. Simple corporate espionage. This wasn't a vendetta. Remington simply figured it out. Bruce Wayne is Batman, and that means Bruce Wayne is a criminal. Black and white. Is this how he sees the world? Every decision, every action, so complicated. So the obvious passes. Who else knew he was doing the story? Who else wanted to protect my identity? Who would want to try to stop the story enough to kill? Lazy punk kids, not even 2:30 and the place is empty. Slackers, we need to talk. Great, you here to beat me to death for smoking? You know I didn't kill him. Why is that? Because you tell people you're a good guy? Because Gordon turns a blind eye to you? Who elected you? Who told you that you're the sheriff of this town? Who else knew he was working on this story? Me. Him, that's it. Perry White knew after the fact. Sent Clark to sniff around. Hey, where do you think you're going? Get out of there. And we cleaned his desk after he was found. Where did he drink? And no more. I'm not letting you drag him through the mud because you don't like what he found. I swear to you, I didn't do this, and I want to catch the monster who did. You can grandstand or you can help me. Which will be? Cat in the Fiddle, 3 blocks east of here. Thank you. I'll catch him. It's what I do. He didn't want to hurt you. He thought people had the right to know the truth. There is no truth, only the fight. And whose fault is that?
Hmm.
Thank you, James. Mr. Fox, sir. Thank you for taking time to speak with me, Mr. Fox. Of course, Mr. Kent. You're one of the best in the. Of course, Mr. Kent. You're one of the best in the business. And I'm sure Wayne Tech could use some good press. Actually, I'm following up on the Garrett Remington story. What was that?
Oh, I was just laughing because he
Yeah,
was completely wrong.
you know, which part? The part where he harassed myself and Mr. Wayne, or when he wound up dead? I like you, Mr. Kent. You seem like a good man, and I don't want to see you get hurt by whoever did this. Leave it alone. Now, if you got nothing else, Batman is using Wayne Tech built weapons. Ah, that. Walk with me, Mr. Kent. So let's just cut to it. Yes, we are working on a number of incredible breakthrough devices, and yes, we have also been the victim of the occasional break-in. every missing piece of equipment with our insurance companies, who I am sure would be happy. Well, I don't know if those people are ever technically happy, but still, to provide you with a full list. Now, that insurance company has reimbursed us for every stolen piece of equipment, and somewhere around 80% of that product in question have gone on to great success for our company. Coincidentally, Mr. Wayne privately owns and funds that insurance company using his own personal fund. These disgusting acts of corporate espionage thankfully have not cost the company itself a single dime, and the stockholders never saw 1 cent of that loss charged to them. Now, this little guy here, one of Mr. Wayne's inventions that we've been refining. A prototype was stolen years ago, and yes, it turned up at a crime scene the Batman was thought to have been at. The gizmo was used that same night to save 6 children from a burning building and to stop a shipment of nerve toxins headed for Gotham Bay. So while yes, the Batman may be a criminal, it has always been, to me, an issue of a small wrong making a bigger right. So you want to run any of this? You think there's a story here? Go right ahead. You're a good reporter, Kent. You write so beautifully about truth and justice, all those things. So maybe you can answer a question for me. Why would someone so high on doing what's right want to stop someone like Batman from doing so much of it? Well, I've got a new tactical motorcycle to work on. You can see yourself out. Remington liked to drink a little too much. I suppose that's one way to cope. Those and sources aren't worth scaring the truth over. Plus, to stay ahead of Kent, I need to keep things low key. Matches Malone is an old gimmick, but it does the trick. I'm here to pay respect for the man who done that reporter. Got his cut for doing it too. You better split, Mac. That reporter was a buddy of ours. A good man. Real friend. My mistake. Didn't mean no disrespect. But just in case, I'm gonna walk away real slow like, just outside the door. I'd probably even pay someone who knows the name of the right guy.
Mhm.
I'd expect to count to 10. I don't even make it to 4. Look, it wasn't me, all right. Let's just get that straight. Remy was a good man, and I didn't do nothing. But he got drunk, and he mouthed off about the story, and well, we know that if anybody has any dirt on Batman, you go to the box. What box? Like, you're going to sit there all night? No, I better go catch the train home. Got a story to file. You could write it here. We could put you up. No, I want to go home. Ha! Me too. I don't know what to do, Mr. Maine. Batman didn't kill Remington. I know that, but Remington was right. What Batman did was illegal, and justice, kid. Look, Remy had this story for 2 years. Couldn't decide what to do. Facts is, subs are down, and we're getting pressure from the powers that be to boost them. I pressured him into finishing the article. Told him that it'd save his job, my job, everybody's. As far as he was concerned, Batman could do no wrong. If he believed that, why'd he move forward? I haven't drawn a paycheck in weeks, 8 weeks, Mr. Kent. My house is on the brink of foreclosure. I got a family to feed. Well, I got what I wanted. Today's numbers nearly doubled yesterday's. Hey, subs are already climbing to beat the past 5 years. You decide to kill the story? I'd understand. I don't know that Remington would, though. You need a ride to the train station? I think I could use the air. In Gotham, that breath might be your last, Kent. Enjoy it.
It's not what he meant.
The drop is it's a mailbox with no address, just a slot and a lock. Any inside information the Batman you stuff in there, you get rewarded. It's like a suggestion box for trying to kill me. No take backs, Joker. Clark Kent is the photo, finishing Remington's story. M.M. Maine. Stop the presses! And here comes the last issue.
Oh, Joker has no idea what he's getting into.
Except he can't. But think of it, Clark can't reveal himself.
Right. Still, though.
Giant mallet. What would that look like? Stop! I've seen punches and laser blades. But a giant mallet presses. No, it would kill me, right? Maybe if I roll with it just enough that he only grazes me. Hey, no fair! How'd he get in here? How did I not notice? Am I that distracted? Mr. Kent, I ask you to please keep still while I kill you. Where's everyone else? What's he done with them? Okay, Clark, you can do this. Please stop. Quit moving. And I just hold on a second, Mister Joker. We can talk about this. No talk. Die. Oh, that's really not going to work for me. And geez, Kent, and were you a varsity linebacker? Me, I did the pep squad. They never saw it coming. I figured you'd be a walk down the midway. Clearly, it's a more of a ride on the teacups. Mr. Joker, this isn't what you want, right? Did you really come all the way to Metropolis just to shoot a reporter? That's not your style. Why, Mr. Kent, you know me so well. I just want to talk and talk and talk and kill.
Uh-oh.
Cling! Yow! Who's shooting at me? Oh no! Oh, you again! Lame! Oh, Bat! Such a mean left hook! Mr. Kent, I'd like to fire a story. Masked man mugs mime. With copy like that, I should have been a reporter. Whom I'm kidding. Everyone knows you morons just do what the editors tell you. Okay, Bats, enough small talk. You're gonna let me waltz out of here, or else this newbie news shank gets hit and his windpipe crushed. But be warned, Bats, that waltz might be a foxtrot indeed. Did you want to do your Joker laugh?
Huh?
You want to do your Joker laugh?
I gotta prep for that. That's not something I can just kaboom.
Ah,
I gotta.
all right, this ends now, Joker. No, it doesn't, Bats, because you see, the entire op-ed department is about to get a 1,000 times funnier. I'm talking Andy Rooney funny. Save them, Batman. I'm not important. You're not? Really? Well, and then we might as well call it a day, yes? Falling. Huh. And kitchenware, wigs and haberdashery, menswear. Sorry, Ken, this is where I get off. Say hello to Broadway for me. So this is it. This is how the world finds out my secret. The last day that Ma, Pa, and Lois and Jimmy will ever truly and feel truly safe. The last day I can ever be Clark Kent. Gah! Physics isn't really on our side here, Mr. Kent. Maybe a little help from our friend. The bomb. Disarmed. They're safe. Need to catch the Joker. All right, I've got it. Meet me on the roof in 30 seconds. Hey! I hate this city. Thanks for the say. I I don't even know that I ever stopped to think about what it feels like to be so human. None of this makes any sense. How did Joker know about Remington's story? How do you know about me? Martin Maine. He's a rat. And here's the proof. Enjoy that cigar, Maine. It'll be your last. You come in through the front door, this. Oh, Kent, it's you. You're not the Batman, are you? No, he's not. Gah! You're gonna give me a heart attack! So what is this? You find the killer? We did. And it's accomplished. Hold on, I didn't! You said it yourself, Mr. Maine. Things are tight. You haven't drawn a paycheck in months. So you find out about a box where you put information in, and you get a payoff back. Except the guy doing the payoff isn't Falcone or some other actual sane human being. Instead, it's the Joker. And he kills your reporter. You knew you got him killed, and you still gave him my name. No, no, not at all. That's not what happened. You're supposed to protect your reporters. You're supposed to protect the truth. Don't be a dope, Kent. Have you looked outside? Have you seen the city? Have you seen what your pal over there has done to it? This city is about fear. Nothing I say or do is going to change that. I wish Falcone was still running the streets. At least then there'd be some logic. I'm sorry, Mr. Kent, that I didn't live up to some absurd journalistic standards of yours. And I'm sorry Garrett got killed. That's an awful thing. You want me to admit I took a payoff that I gave up you and Remington? I didn't do nothing that I didn't have to. And you can't prove I did anything other than a slip of paper in a mailbox. I saved the newspaper, Mr. Kent. I made sure the lights stayed on and the stockholders stayed happy. I guess you haven't read the paper. Wayne Enterprise just purchased this paper, and Mr. Wayne's first act as CEO was to fire you. He asked me to deliver the message personally. If I run this story, it kills your paper. It poisons everything it stands for and what Remington stood for. Hiding the truth, Mr. Maine, is something a necessity. It's sometimes a necessity. The problem is you can never hide it from yourself. Metropolis guy, am I right? All righteous anger and indignation. We all know that's not the real world. That's not Gotham, right, Bats? Batman? So that's it. That's how it ends. The good man dead. The bad guy gets a severance package in his 401k, and we what? We move on to the next one. How? How do you just let it go? No choice. Last night, while you were painting over this, there were 9 murders in Gotham. 6 of them remain unsolved. You're an architect, Clark. You're building a future. I'm a fireman. I put out fires as best I can and then move on to the next one. Go build the future, Kent. I've got work to do. That was a brilliant story to end this out on, isn't it? Wasn't it?
Badass. Absolutely badass. The most realistic story out of the bunch. That would be good, either television show or movie. I'm sorry, but that really would be
It was.
a small plot in there. Yeah, that was great.
It
That was
was.
great.
Now,
It made the villain human.
it did. And even Joker, he made sense.
It made sense.
And
At
having
first, you're like,
having Clark
what?
having to deal with, he's not able to change into Superman. He had the handcuffs on and then he's dropped and everything. It's like, what's he gonna do?
He was prepared to just not die, and be
And
like,
he was
oh,
prepared to
crap.
just reveal himself.
And then he'd already had it taken apart too. He's like, oh, Jimmy, Lois, oh God, everybody's gonna
Because
know.
either way, if it hits the ground, he's not gonna be dead. Blood's not gonna splatter everywhere.
No, I mean literally cars are gonna fly up and and then Batman coming in for the swoop to save his
Yeah.
identity. It was
So
really cool, man. It was
that
cool.
was Superman, Batman, the entire series. After going through all of them from low Bunn till
Oh
this,
gosh.
how was this whole series?
Quite entertaining. And
A lot of ups and downs.
a lot of up and downs, and there was I even got to admit, out of the whole thing, there was only a couple stories in there I didn't like as much as the others. But
What were those that you recall?
uh it was the weird ones. If you remember correctly, it was the one with the time, and it had the metal people. You remember that?
Yeah, the Metal Man. That one
The
was
Metal Man.
that got bad after the first issue. The first
I
issue
didn't
was
really get
fine.
into
The
that.
first
Yeah.
issue was fine. It was the other two issues. I guess so. Do you want to adapt this story?
I think I might. What? Okay, actually,
I know there's two stories you want to do.
we're
And now
still
you want to do.
recording, and I was talking with Elon actually on Twitter the other day, and I've been like, man, my sub counts, it's not climbing as fast as I want to. I know I'm being impatient, but I should be having more than
Hey, how
what
do you
I'm
think I
not.
feel? Mine have gone
I
down a
know,
couple. Mine have
I
gone down
know.
a couple.
I agree, and I'm like, man, I can't do anything. I wish I could do more to help. So we were just bullshitting, and he was like, I was like, man, the Walking Dead series isn't doing as good as I'd like it to. And he's like, man, let me be real with you. He's like, it's kind of yesterday's news. He's like, nobody really cares about the comics like that anymore, and yada yada. And then I started going back and looking at my material. I was like, the only thing new I'm doing is Aliens. And I maybe should start doing more newer material, right? So these things, like if I go back in the years of say 2009, 2010, which is pretty much the years we've been covering, 2008, I am going back. So these are going to be passion projects.
Yep,
So
but I
dude, I think the He-Man,
at least two arcs in this whole series definitely caught your interest. This
oh
one and
yes.
Super Bad.
Yeah, Super Bat was really cool. I really dug that. And
this one,
I
right?
think this one just took the cake though. Like
This is perfect for you to adapt because you just need 4 people.
This is perfect. And
No, 5 people because you still need Perry too.
yeah, but you know what? There was not a single female voice in that.
Nope, not in this one.
So that is also good. Less help.
Although I think that would you say that Paul Levitt's story would also be a good one because that was a nice simple one.
Yeah, and honestly, I would love to go back. So I think the biggest plan, like I finally just was like, all right, I'm gonna do Darkest Night. Or One Dark Night, because I read through it. I read through it. Was like, this is really
dude, you should.
good.
If you, I saw your whole thing about you. You should read it. I think you should.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna do this one.
Wait, One Dark Night. You mean the one where he's a Green Lantern?
No. It's when it's an EMP when they're transferring EMP, and he breaks all the criminals find out they're transferring him from Blackgate to
Oh,
Oakland,
that one,
and the power goes out.
The black label one, the black label.
Yes, dude,
the jock book,
good. And I'm like, man, it was a good story, and I'm like, I can close it up. It's an arc that's only 3 books long, and I can close
again. This one's 3 books. The other one's 4 books. The Super Bat 4 issues.
I can't take on like
A 6-issue one.
I am Batman #1, and then know that that's going to carry on for 160 issues. I can't do that. That's too big for me. So I try to
Or
pick
I
art.
don't think if you could do Last Night on Earth, because that's like, yes, it's 3 books, but they're 3 extra size books.
So if I have to settle, like, since I'm going to start doing more newer stuff, to just, try to appeal to what
Some
people
of
are
these
wanting to see.
Superman Batman issues would do good,
And
but now
I would love to do what the animated series, but they covered that. They did a good job on the animated show. So I skipped that stuff. But what I would like to do is maybe cover some of the stuff that would explain a little more why they were even in that position in the first place, how
right.
Lex got into the presidency. That all that stuff
Oh,
is really cool. And
yep.
that would be really cool to cover.
So I also got to ask now, going over all of the arcs, all of the runs and everything.
Yeah.
Who do you think did this book serve as better, Superman or Batman? I personally think Superman did better throughout all this,
I
on
agree.
average.
I agree. We
Hence
had
why the first name in the title.
we had a lot of different Batmans
Oh yeah,
throughout. But one thing that remained the same was the Supermans. They
yeah. Because
were
some
all
people have Batman be more moodier. Someone had him be a bit more lighthearted. But Superman was
Superman was
always
the
the
same,
cut.
consistent.
And that was the benefit of post-crisis to Flashpoint Superman. He was almost always consistent. I can never think of a time when Superman at that point was handled inconsistently. That was why the one downside of New 52 was you had, unfortunately, you had Morrison, and then you had Perez, and unfortunately those were like and then you have Johns. Those were 3 different Supermen.
They did that. You're right. And I think for a period there was actually 3 Supermans existing at the same time. Because I remember when they went back and they got Silver Age Superman and they pulled him back and he witnessed his own death. And that's when
Yeah.
I was a huge New 52 fan. So that was one of the weirdest things I'd ever seen, but
Like,
they
so that
did
wasn't
fix it.
that was pre-Flashpoint Superman. You mean
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Superman? And I
I
love that Superman Lois book. I love that book.
And my thing is that was really clever on all of their parts because people were complaining. People were like, "Man, the New 52 Superman, he's just
He's
dark.
too much. I know he's too much of a anti-hero.
Yeah, he's emotional. He's kind of mean to the rest of the Justice League.
And
He's all
and I gotta say, I love that in Doomsday Clock when Manhattan said after he made his changes, I related to him more.
yeah. Oh man, it was just really cool, and that's why I was
Yeah,
excited for Rebirth. When I was
yeah,
like,
Rebirth.
okay,
Yeah,
well, shit, Doctor Manhattan resets the timeline. That is
yep,
fantastic. And then it was like, it just got weird for me. I'm not sure
it
if I
did, it did. But yeah, but overall, with all of this, I mean, again, strong ending, a strong ending.
Absolutely. And honestly, I was gonna say something about that is when Clark finally turned around and said, "Sometimes you have to hide the truth for the greater good." I love that he chose his words carefully, but if we're gonna paraphrase, Superman literally admitted sometimes you have to lie to
Hmm.
protect the general public, and that's messed up because that goes against everything he stands for. So he walked out of that office disappointed in humanity. Like, oh
Exactly, and the
god,
fact that the guy still felt no shame.
no. I
He
mean,
just like,
it's
oh
Gotham.
no, those Metropolis guys. Am I right?
It's Gotham. It's
It's got some. But again, at the same time, though, the guy didn't do it for pure maliciousness. He thought they would get a payout for to help out, to help the company.
he was protecting the company, his employees, and hell, he was even trying to save his reporter that died's face. And I
Yeah.
don't think he knew the Joker was going to go bat.
No, no, he didn't. He thought it would be like Falcone or someone, because like he
I,
said, he was so used to that. But
and he didn't know it was him, so I give him that. And
he knew
Falcone.
it the second time, though. He knew the
Okay,
second time.
you are touche salesman, but Falcone would have been that was back in the day when criminals had respect for each other.
Yeah, they were just giving you the money and then done their own thing. They wouldn't have killed your
Exactly.
source.
That's a pig for you. Now that you've got that reporter in your pocket, they'll report the news you want them to report. That's how
Exactly.
Falcone would have done it. But yeah,
Exactly. But
this has been
now,
great.
so overall, I'm not going to ask you to rank all the arcs because you have to think back to all of them. But if you had to pick like a top 5 arcs, period.
Okay, the very first that we got to, which was the Public Enemies.
That's still number 1.
That's still my number, dude. It's really good. That set up the whole thing, and that was my first experience with you. So
Hmm.
obviously, that's got some leeway there. Then I really, really enjoyed. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the arc.
What? Tell me the plot.
where they ended up having to fight each other.
What time?
It's meshing together.
Well, okay, the times they've had to fight, the one time they
It's
really,
meshing together. I'm sorry.
what you talk about, Loeb's last arc, Vengeance, or was that
Yeah, Vengeance. I'm sorry. That was it. Vengeance was
where
it.
he was the Kryptonite Man?
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Uh,
Also Ed McGuinness,
Kara's
Kara.
arc.
Okay, so in other words, the entire majority of Loeb's run, I would count it as one. So just count it as
Yeah.
one. Just say Loeb's run,
Okay, yeah. Well, Loeb's run.
because you're listing all of Loeb stuff at the moment. So
Obviously McGinnis.
Loeb is still number one, still set the high point. What would you say was the next one? Like, would you say Green's run was it, or do you think that ending was too much of a flop for it to?
I mean, it's the follow through for me. So if you kill it, and yeah, he did kind of lose it at the end
I
there.
mean, the search for Kryptonite story was amazing.
It was cool. Yeah, you're actually right. That was pretty cool.
It was, but I mean, if I had to pick my next favorite, definitely was actually. You know what I would say was definitely one of the worst. The Middleman was the worst, but I would also say that the Evil Within, the one with all the aliens going mad,
Yeah.
that was the second worst.
And then, oh yeah, I forgot when they actually were in the microverse.
Oh yeah,
That was
that got
really
weird.
cool.
That
It was
got
weird, but
weird.
it was cool, and I could see that in a cartoon. I could
Yep.
see that
Oh wait,
in
what about Torment?
Torment. Oh, thank you. See, that's what I mean. We've covered so many that
Yeah, the
I'm
Torment
just
arc.
seeing panels in my head right
Or
now.
what about the annuals? What about the annuals?
Annuals, I like them, but I don't think they should count as an arc.
True.
It's a
And
one
as
and
an
done,
arc, you're right.
and it's but they
And
are
it was like
great.
three different creators, two for the first two, and then two separate for the other two.
And that I do remember the memorial type
Yeah.
issue where they all traded off about every 2 or 3 pages you brought a new artist
Yep.
in, and that one was really super cool.
That was a great one. Yes.
And this last one, I'm
But that
telling
was
you,
that was the 50th issue.
yeah, this last one, my favorite out of the bunch, blew my mind, didn't see it coming at all,
Mhm,
didn't even see this coming. So,
mhm.
I've had a great time with
Yep.
these, man,
But now
really
we're
good.
all done. We can do Green Lantern. We could do. There's other things we could do. I can go over the Lex Luthor, the Action Comics Black Ring arc. That stuff that led into Reign of Doomsday and wrapped up post-Crisis Superman.
Okay, I'll make a deal with you. We're gonna do the next book you wanted to do, right? On
Mhm.
the what was it? You've got it
I don't
handy
want.
right there, don't you?
Uh.
You said
Oh
there
yeah,
was
Identity
yeah,
Crisis.
Identity Crisis. We'll do Identity Crisis, and when we're done with that, we'll do Green Lantern, which will
Mhm.
lead into I'm sure you'll find a way to
Yep.
lead that into Luther getting the Black
Well,
Ring.
yeah, that
It's
happened
all kinda
afterwards.
connected,
It
so
happened. No, it happened right after Blackest Night.
cool. So I would love Green Lantern. I don't think I've seen enough of it.
But wait,
Even on
Here's
YouTube,
the
I
thing, though.
haven't seen enough
Here's
of
the
people
question, though.
cover
How
it.
much of Green Lantern have you read? Remember, the whole point of the show is you haven't read it.
New 52.
Okay, so in
So
other
anything
words,
before, we're good.
okay, so everything up through War of the Green Lanterns.
You
All
got
right,
it. You got it.
and then yep, that would definitely work.
And if I remember, Jeff Johns was pretty much in charge of the entire Green Lantern Corps through his New
With Peter
52 run.
Tomasi, Dave Gibbons, and a few other writers. Yes.
And anything before New 52 to catch me up to that point, because that was when I stopped reading because I lost my comic collection. It just discouraged me so much. I was like, no, I'm not doing it
Oh, right, New
anymore.
52 did.
No. New 52 was when I decided to get back into them. So there was a
Oh,
whole
stuff that led up.
period,
Okay, so
10 years where I
okay,
just
just so I
comic.
know, where exactly did you drop?
Let's see. Oh my God. I dropped and lost
You
my
said
comic
you
collection.
said you loved Dick Grayson as Batman. That's not that long before New 52 started.
No, but I was picky, and I did have, I would go to comic stores, and my buddies all read. Like
Mhm.
around the Walking Dead time is when I started slowly reading my buddy's comics. He had a huge
All right.
collection, so he was very here read this, here read that. So when I saw his figure, he had a statue of Grayson Batman. I went, what is this? He's like, oh, you don't know about this? So I just picked a few here and there and read.
Okay,
So it
okay.
wasn't
So
like I
when
don't
would
know
you
the
say
whole
then? So
story.
when would you say you had fully stopped? Infinite Crisis.
Definitely. I would say
That's when I started collecting hardcore.
right
Ironically.
before then, and that's I collected hardcore through the 90s.
Wait, I'm gonna guess. Was it War Games when they killed off Stephanie?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I
That,
remember
so
that.
that was it. That was it, probably.
Uh-huh.
So you went, you were able to get through No Man's Land, correct?
No, but I'm familiar.
All right.
It has been discussed. But my
So,
thing is
so there's
just
a
because
big gap. So there's a big
I'm
gap in
trying to
your.
tell you, like, from the 2001 till New 52, I missed a lot and just read here and there and caught up
Okay,
the
then
story,
that's
so
perfect. That's perfect. There's a
exactly,
whole lot of stuff we can go over. Then we can go over Brad
exactly.
Meltz. We can go over Brad Meltzer's JLA, Dwayne McDuffie's
Yes.
JLA.
Yes, 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 I would love that too. I would love that.
Yep. Even the infamous Cry for Justice.
Okay.
Trust me, that's the one when Prometheus comes back and they kill off Roy Harper's daughter.
See, Joseph would like that. Joseph would love it. So yeah.
Okay,
I think
well,
we should do Identity Crisis, do some Green Lantern, and let you feed
yep,
that into whatever we should
yep.
go from there.
And I'm still doing Hulk with Bianca. I'm
I
doing
love that.
He-Man with
I
Raymond.
love the He-Man. That actually I might cover that. That's blowing my mind.
I
Good.
know, because especially Skeletor, right?
Skeletor He-Man. It's like
Oh wow!
I don't
But no, but try and
I
do
don't
it more
hear him
somber.
that way.
I
I
want
don't
you to
hear
do
him
it
that
more
way.
somber though, like Skeletor.
See, I do the 80s cartoon because it's
No, I know,
ridiculous.
but there's no way though you could do that properly with the dialogue in these comics,
No,
can
that's
you?
what I mean. Like Skeletor from the comics, which I even remember that. Skeletor from the comics, and even the newer cartoon they made when they tried to reboot it. They
The
did him
2003
right.
series,
They did him right. He's a freaking wizard that got cursed. That's
and
serious.
he's Randor's brother.
And he's a badass. Like they kind of made
He's
him
a
a
bastard.
fool. They kind of made him a fool in the 80s cartoon. And he's
And
actually a
to be fair though,
warrior. He's
2003 series though, he was still at least in his voice sounding like the
he
fool.
was a little annoying, yes, but I mean, it's
My preferred voice has always been Frank Langella from the movie.
hey, fair enough.
And I want him kneeling at my feet.
And I remember that movie. Oh my god,
He's the only good thing about it.
I think it's free on YouTube right now.
Yes, it is.
I might
Okay,
watch
okay,
that.
we've rambled enough. So
Sorry, guys.
thank you all. This has been a real blast. I gotta make a playlist with all of these issues just for these particular lessons. And we'll see you all on the next one whenever we get to Identity Crisis.
Till the next time.